Marcus and I cannot conceive a child, which is why we had to adopt.
I can't conceive. I have a low sperm count.
He wore a lot of briefs. It was that quick that I knew that we had too much love to give, and that there were too many children out there who didn't have any love in their life. So we searched around for a couple of years, looking for, because it has to be a right fit.
And I got a friend that lives up by Hudson Bay, and he said, we found this kid.
He
Wears a life preserver. And
this Boreas. And I said, what's a Boreas?
And he
said, well, you should come up here and find out. So we did.
We went up there first, and then we brought him back. We wanted him. I just got a picture, and I knew that was the guy.
With a face a mother could love. And I did.
Yeah.
Once we found Boreas, we had him, evaluated, because you want to get the whole backstory. And even then, he seemed, a little happy, a little immature.
He's perpetually 7.
And we found that out after the examination.
Because he had a post-traumatic
stress
disorder thing. Anyway, he grew up in an igloo, and he hated the cold. He liked to set fires.
He liked to build because he didn't like the cold.
And one day he killed him.
Well, the fire got so hot, and little Boreas was only 7. And actually,
the ice fell out and he killed him.
Right, and that's why he wears the life vest now.
Yeah, now he loves the cold.
It's kind of his cross to bear.
And he hates the fire.
And he hates the fire.
So I took out all the heating in his room. And I used to throw ice in there. I have some friends in the ice business. They deal in bulk primarily.
You do now, because Boreas was so,
Right.
demanding.
And so I used to throw ice in there, and one day I asked for a beer, and I said, honey, give me a cold one, an ice cold. I want an ice cold.
An ice cold.
I want an ice cold, and then out he comes.
And out he comes, before I could get the beer.
And it was hilarious, because he loves the cold.
He loves the cold. And so Marcus said,
we'll name you Ice Cold from now on.
And that was his nickname.
And it totally stuck.
I think it was a nice transitional period for him.
And then spring was, speaking of transitions, spring was coming.
The biggest transition of them all.
And spring is warm, and this is where things got tricky.
This is where we got a little concerned, because we knew that he didn't like the warmth, the psychologist.
So we started to warm,
gradually.
From like 40, 30, and then we slowly went up.
It was from 10 to 20 to 30 to 40.
We started at 10.
And then
we got to 66.
66.
And she said, keep it.
Keep it.
And it was my fault. I said, let's do 67.
He said, turn it.
Anyway, so the next morning, it was 67, and the next morning
he was just gone.
He was gone.
We saw his footprints out in the snow.
Yeah.
He had to be outside. Because once he got outside, he realized it really wasn't that cold anymore. We've been looking for years, and we got hooked up